But I'm happy that you are here now with me. You know what I'm saying? Stiggity, stiggity. And I'm back at it. And your Odyssey's back at it again.
Currently listening to an original by yours truly, well, not by yours truly, created. And your Odyssey, Jenny D, Jenny Mirabelle, anything but late for dinner, please. And we are somehow perfectly always on track. No done today. So today we will be testing out some new games that we have not yet played on stream, or that we have not yet tried, played, now in your view or perspective, to try something to be viewed in many different ways. Now, understanding things and stuff and such, the one thing that I require from the stream is from your participation, from your vantage point, from your experience as a player, or your understanding, your stance, your, within coexistence, within and what I would ask, start off the stream. First off, I hope you are enjoying soon. There's a lot more to come. There's a lot that has came from the stream already, from my understanding and from my share of perspective, story, interpretation, interpolation, truth, and or fiction, to whatever that may be. To require respect. I'm not somebody who, not only requires respect. I feel like my energy naturally demands respect. And I don't want you guys to show your respect to me or for me in ways that would be unproductive for you, for your for your grasp of reality and grasp on structure to whatever that may be for you. To be, to be consistently inconsistent is not necessarily to be inconsistent. It's to be apparently inconsistent through the view of what is old and what is evolving. What is evolving is ever changing and ever growing, ever present. So, you guys have always respected me, my space, in the understanding of you do not disrespect that in which I should respect for, and vice versa. So what's going on in the world right now, I feel like is I take it as a sense of disrespect towards me, you, and my shared time with you has been vast, has been deep, has been productive, has been constant within your life, constant within your grasp of reality and your sense of friendship, whether, you are a viewer from whichever perspective, whichever walk of life. I have always welcomed everybody into my space, and it should be basic, civilized understanding that, if you are within somebody's, space, if I let you take care of my child, if I let you take care of my animal, or if I let you, take care of my garden or my home while I may be out of town or something like that, I would not ask that if I did not already understand the sense of shared respect, for what that should be understood as reciprocity. And, for somebody that's never asked anything of my viewers, I've never asked anything of my interpreters, I've never asked anything of a group of people, or I've never asked anything outside of the realms of what I've created for everyone, non-discriminately. So, of course, I have no need to explain myself, but if I feel the need to explain myself further beyond the stance at which I am neutral, because I am the creator of stances, of the many stances that there can be, and to whatever and whomever stances that are applied or seemingly popular. Now, we understand the presence of technology, including ChatGPT, bots, all the, and all the above, and all the below. You know what I'm saying? Take it easy, take it easy. I appreciate it's like, don't touch the merchandise type stuff and things. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were, if you were somebody's husband, you know what I'm saying, out of respect, out of general morale, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, let's try to hit on your husband. And respectfully, I wouldn't, expect you to try to, hit on me if I was like, engaged in a conversation, or engaged in the truth, or engaged in whatever the hell I choose to engage in. For, you can't sit here and take on me because I have a hobby. Maybe you should, or whatnot. Or even within my stance, you can't be like a married person, or you can't be a freaking inspired person that has a hobby. Like, opinions, prevalent to that I care about. Like, opinions, yeah, they, from my stance, or from my perspective, are sometimes redundant. And this is the thing. We are changing, we are evolving. So what was cool yesterday, or what the hell, politics was yesterday, or whatnot? Evolve. And things and such. I thank you for the time that you have chosen to share. I thank you even so much for those people out there that wish to suppress the vibe, because it is so infectiously amazing. It'll catch your attention, it'll hold your attention, whether you don't want to watch it, or whether you're already engaged in the content that I have shared with you. So there's many perspectives and viewpoints, of course. And, the thing about evolution is that, within constant changing and constant evolving, I'm sure that there's the understanding that there are some things that are just ever present and, going to be the same no matter what. So go ahead, do your judgment, go ahead with your, naysaying, because all it is doing is disenfranchising your power within the group of shared understanding. And now this is also the thing, back in the day, if you were to oppose a royal, if you were to sit there and utilize your power in an unconstitutional way against a regime, or a union, or a business, or company, or a agency, or a legion of agencies. Things and stuff like that. What does things and stuff and such mean? And why has that been utilized? Well, stiggity, first off, tend to create history, even when we're just being ourselves. Those that dare to be dreamers, for those that dare to interpret their dreams, or to interpret the current stance of society, or the current stance within a closed group mindset or mentality, it's only a leper. It's leprosy. That's only a leprosy within the greater society. Sometimes the truth within the greater society is so relatable that it has to be marginalized. Let's say collectively throughout time, data, presence, and holding a space, or holding many spaces. Spaces being a business space, a creative space, a personal space, things and stuff and such. Whenever that nexus, that nexus, or the understanding of the nexus becomes like prevalent to those outside the ones holding the truth and holding the responsibility of the truth, and for those instances, for those truths, and I call them instances because they're almost like variables within the trillions of souls and like things and instances, you know, to share this truth knowingly, not just with a handful of people, but millions and millions, possibly billions of souls. It is almost like me grasping the fact that I'm on TV. Like, well, clearly you click that live button. Now, clearly you click that instant to where you can have the possibility of, like, being found. And that's also, like, throughout perspective. Like, I like to think about things that may be within my realm of truth and or possible truth, and understanding that, you know, just like within certain groups of people within a classroom, they might all cheat off of each other, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily share their perspective or share how they got the answers to the test or whatnot with the rest of the class. So, therefore, there are differing perspectives within a communal perspective. And that is so, like, interesting to myself, whom sometimes I harvest abilities within myself that I have to end up, like, compartmentalizing, have to not compartmentalize, but rather flow, you know, within divine timing, within life being divine and time being of the essence. And the one thing within this life being guaranteed is to die. And the question being when, you know, and the specialness within that being shared truth, your truth, you know, your understanding, stiggity. And standing strong in your truth beyond the naysayers that may be within your community, that may be within your peer group, that may be within your family, that may be within your, you know, your work group or your workout group, you know? Whatever that is for you, whether you are like some sort of like YouTube freaking fed that was sent to like try to like troll me and whomever I may be, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful thing about perspective is giving myself a perspective to view myself. You know, like, what if I was Truman? You know, in the Truman Show. You know, like breaking free of. So there was this saying. I was like, you can't contain me. The whole world can't contain me. I started thinking about that, and I was like, I started thinking about, you know, question everything, question nothing. It's like, holy freaking moly! Like, I have these like downloads of information that may be only like relevant or prevalent to my existence. How amazing is that? You know, divine. And I would imagine, you know, to share these truths, even on a small partisan, even on like a half partisan, you know what I'm saying? And understanding, like, maybe why I haven't shared some things with you guys, like, it's almost like, you know, first off, on the second note, as a term, of course I'm going to invite those that are closest to me, that, like, pretty much that you know, kind of are me in some ways. You know, that I think back to things and stuff and such. Alright.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Sorry. That was not an ad, by the way. That was my, I would say that's like my talent double. You know, in unraveling the toilet paper of society as a joke. Things and stuff and such. So I've been talking for 20 minutes. Stiggity. If you are present, and I'm sure there's a lot of you that are, I don't have on my little count everything. For your understanding. Damn, that was like when you have that word, what is that word at the tip of your tongue? What is that called? I have a word, it's like right there at the tip of your tongue. I don't know, synchronicity, stiggity. I don't feel naked today because I have my earrings and type stuff and things. And it's like, alright, so don't close your eyes. Within my understanding, it's like, in your honesty, like, I'm gonna tell you something, but you can't freak out. What if I had already knew? What if you already knew? Knew it! Exactly. These are my blue light filter glasses. So we have, different glasses, I have my glasses for whenever I feel intelligence and, things and stuff and such. But also, so whenever you're a workaholic, alright, so, yeah, I'm literally about to almost explain things and stuff and stuff. It took me a while to figure out y'all's perspective, and to figure out y'all's perspective is almost like for me to figure out myself. And I was like, hold on, this is diggity. What do you mean? And your honesty, like literally you shared, who you are with the whole world for like so long. Like how can you have zero perspective on yourself or your effect on the world? It's like, great question. As a matter of fact, everybody freaking do unstickity stuff and let me be distracted by my own just like chillness to realize that there's like the world is like being unstickity. I'm like, the world is like being unstickity? Like, for whatever effect or for whatever power I know I have within this world, you can call me daddy, bitch,
Bridget
because
and Holly,
first
daddy.
I've taken your job, taken your job. For some of y'all bitches, I've taken your life. You know what I'm saying? How? For merely existing. I can't. For how? For how is like for me to have further perspective on myself, but that would mean that I would have to pay attention to like the world for a minute, and I have some sort of like notion I like have a natural independence to be detached from the bullshit of the world, and also partially realizing that I create a lot of the bullshit of the world. So it's kind of like an equal. It's kind of like a balance of like some sort of understandings, and also understanding that maybe to certain peoples, what I'm saying now may be relevant to your truth and understanding, or even to your life, to your freaking job, career, whatever, love life, freaking well-being, your mental state and your mental capacity may have some sort of direct tie or correlation to me. Hey, my name is Jenny Mirabal, also known as DJ Any Beats, also known as Jenny Beat, also known as the leader of the Vibe Tribe, Stiggity, also known as your favorite friendly entertainer, stiggity motivator, and with the vibes that are greater for whatever that may be, understood to your like understanding. You know what I'm saying? You're like, well, I've been exercising my understanding for as long as I've been on stiggity, and it's like, well, that's great. I've been stiggity for as long as I've been stiggity, and I've honestly not gotten upset with the rest of the world for not thinking like I do. And I think that's probably for the best, for the world, the best for society, the best for myself, and understanding that, anytime I smile, I share a smile with the world. To some people that might be a little bit triggering. And I could understand. That's just because, you know, things and stuff and such, and how the world is like hell bent on being unstiggity, especially to the to the muses, to the to the inspires, to the leaders, to understand, like to upholding under like old understandings, and not being prevalent and present within change and growth. And for the large amount of people that couldn't even understand what change means, let alone understand like their stance within the hindrance of change, rather than with the evolution of the world. The more you choose to uphold a suppressive or condemning outlook, the more you become disenfranchised within yourself and within your grasp of awareness, and your grasp of being able to figure out, and while you're drowning, your equilibrium, to where you have to swim to get to air, because, you've been holding your breath for a long time out there in the world, you know what I'm saying, in reality, in whatever life that you live or choose to live. And then whenever you find a prevalent truth within a group that is pertaining to you, and it's like an inverted understanding, like that is definite insanity, until there's somebody that has the intelligence, that has the ability, that has the heart, that has the whereabouts, like beyond heart. I'm not going to say that has the heart, because that would call for the ones within like a popular society to act like, first off, I'm not a victim, I'm great, but you are an unstiggity by trying to cast that understanding into whatever is prevalent within your truth, and then your lack of grasp to where and how that truth may become your weakness or your downfall. Because what if that truth is the business secret, for another company? Now you are in direct violation of like some sort of beyond moral and ethical code. Like, I could understand somebody who's done something heinous every day for their whole life, and then understood that to just be how life is. And there are people like that in the world, and there are people that rather live a lifestyle like that and then turn around and then try to victimize their perspective by being like 10 times more unstiggity. Rather, I would rather target, within a war like scenario, I would rather target the freaking the problems than rather trying to cover the solution and say that it is help. Because the only thing that you're helping is the disenfranchisement of whatever you have deemed in your crazy mind to be a structure. Oh, you're telling me there's like a freaking few thousand government people? Well, great. Well, that's absolutely amazing, because then I'm sure there's like some sort of, thing and stuff and such. Like, of course. And then we talk about civilians and, casualties. And then we think about how Israel is choosing to target schools and to target hospitals and stuff like that, and thinking that there are not gangster ass, like cartel ass, mob ass, and forgive my language, as it were. But that is, I see as the opposition. And if you are going to stand by opposing something as simple as I oppose this friendship, so we have to fight about it. That's the most like childish thing, Israel. And you're trying to uphold some sort of narrative like, oh, you're powerful, you're big and powerful, when we have, let's not talk about capabilities and the usage of capabilities, because we're talking about, peace and understanding what peace is, and understanding that within peace there is chaos, and within chaos there is definite chaos, and within definite chaos there is definite lack of understanding on. And that's a beautiful thing, to have a perspective that you and only, maybe the most powerful people in the world may share these understandings, these notions. We don't speak on them, we don't act on them, because we'd rather, hold on and keep what is sacred. And that can be viewed, classified, and within certain understandings, utilized within an even greater structure. And sometimes I realize, in recognizing that sacrifice is a part of responsibility, understanding the things that may even need to be sacrificed within understandings. It's like if you're a bad kid, within your parents' understanding or your sibling understanding, they'll be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take away like a toy or whatnot. If my children were acting out, and consistently acting out, I would look at whatever is scheduled. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see it as scheduled play dates. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to mark off these scheduled play dates. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is the time your favorite show comes on. How about, I just cancel the show. You know what I'm saying? This show, that show, that show. Oh, and then you find out that all of these shows are like, are tethered within some like sort of like union network, and then you're like, this is where things get interesting. Any those things and stuff and such. And stiggity stiggity. Mm. Stiggity, stiggity. If you haven't yet, be sure to follow, drop a like, drop a subscribe, up into your vibe frame, bitches. Stiggity, stiggity. Till next time. Till next time, Vibe Tribe. Stiggity, stiggity.